There's an intro right there.
Hello, welcome to Cereal&Cigars. My name is Harlan. His name is Nick. Welcome to Drafts of Draft.
We need a name. Hi, welcome to Cereal&Cigars. My name's Nick.
My name's Harlan.
And welcome to Drafts. Today's draft, video games.
The rules are simple. Our topic is video games. Therefore, each draft we do will revolve around video games. It could be video game characters, favorite video games, favorite battle royales. We're probably not going to do that, but it could be that. And yeah, that's it. And then at the end of each draft, we will hold a 1-minute debate between us to decide which the person had a better draft. And if we can't come to a decision, who cares?
You decide.
Round one.
Personal favorite video games. Alright. First pick, going ballsy, going Skyrim.
Okay, that's cool. My second pick, I'm going all-time classic GTA 5.
For my number 2 pick, we gotta get the big guns out. We're going straight into Minecraft. Best survival game, most creative game, most replayable, hard to top. Hard to top.
Okay. I like that pick.
Alright.
I like that pick. That's a good pick. Yeah, ready for this one. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Cult classic.
It's good. It's good. Best zombies there is.
Best zombies. One of the best multiplayers. If you act like the campaign isn't there.
You might have the best game of all time.
Custom zombies.
But replayable, modded. Beautiful pick, beautiful pick. For my number 3, going back to that prime, we got that 2016 energy going on here. We got I'm sure you know what it is.
Yeah.
Big fan of it. We got Overwatch, prime Overwatch, hard to top. One of the best multiplayer games I've ever played all time. Competitively, we all know it shined. Overwatch League had its run for a bit. Now it's not so great, but come on, man, you can't. It's hard to top. Hard to top.
Now, if we're just picking lists of just best video games of all time, which we're obviously not because I had BO3 as my 2. But we're doing personal favorite, and my personal favorite story game of all time, mainly due to its combat and main character, I gotta go God of War 2018.
Shit, that's hard to top. That's hard to top. But speaking of story, I'm gonna lead that straight into pick number 4, and that pick is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Sorry.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is unexplainable. You're playing a movie. The gameplay itself, beautifully written. The music, great. Setting, you're a cowboy. What kid did not want to be a cowboy? The best story of all time. I cried every time.
My number 4, Clash Royale. No, think about it. Think about all these games you can only play on a console and PC. Yeah, only console and PC. Clash Royale, you can play anywhere. I probably have more hours in Clash Royale than I have on majority of games. Because I played it at school, on the toilet at school.
It's a lot of places to name.
I played it on car rides, on the toilet.
I'm gonna stick with that same kind of thing I'm going for when I said Red Dead 2. I'm talking setting wise. Who didn't want to be a cowboy? That's why this next pick, I'm going Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity. You're an assassin in France. I mean, come on now, what else could you want?
The only issue is you're French.
I can see past it. Sometimes. Except for when I talk.
And he's like, oui, oui. Number 5. Some call it the oldest game. Maybe, I don't know. Some call it the game of all games. Your favorite war generals probably played it. Eisenhower, Hitman Lee. Chess.
See, I was gonna go with that. The game is video games. I don't know if you can count that.
Chess.com.
Chess.com does count though. I will give you that. I mean, yeah, that's the most competitive game of all time. The biggest brain game there ever is. I mean, I can agree with that. I agree with that a lot. I think we both got some heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, 1 minute debate.
We both have heavy hitters, but Man, chess was a good pick. Debate starts now.
Okay. I want to talk about replayability because when you think about personal favorite video games, the thing that comes to mind is how much you played it.
Okay.
I think I have replayability on you.
I'm sorry, but can you really beat Minecraft? Minecraft is the infinite sandbox of infinite creativity. Like, what else can you possibly want?
Okay, Sandbox, Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, that's basically Sandbox. God of War 2018, Clash Royale, dude, people have played. Chess has been around for centuries, and GTA 5, I mean, people are still playing it today, and it came out 2013.
I think you got me in replayability, but quality of game, you can't be Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2's quality is superb. Minecraft, even though, like, come on, it's just a bunch of cubes, but it's Minecraft. And Overwatch 2, man, that was a beautifully developed game.
But variety, I think I got you being a variety, because I got story, multiplayer, Clash Royales, like, what even is Clash Royale? Chess. Okay, debate and 2, I'll beat you.
We both take a lot of factors out of these two on this draft specifically, but I think Harlan does take replayability. I take quality, but in this case, the replayability shines a little higher, shines a little brighter, you would say, than the games on my list. Round 2.
Characters.
All right. Now, I feel like this is a tough topic because if in terms of favorability and, gameplay, the overall game, this is going to have some real heavy hitters here, but I guess you're starting this one out.
Yes. When I think about characters, I think about their arc. Not how they start a game, but how they finish a game. If they start and they're the same character they are in the end, I mean, that's not an interesting character. It can be a good character, but can it be a great character? No. And I also like to think about how they progress throughout a series. And I think the character that comes to mind whenever you think about something like that is Kratos from God of War. He started out as a monster, a slave to Ares, and ended as a good father to a Norse child.
Somewhere along the way. No, I could definitely agree with that. But if we're talking in terms of longevity here, man, you all know him. You know him by the theme. It's Super Mario Brothers. We got Mario. Mario is undoubtedly one of the best characters in fiction of all time. From time and time again, Mario game after Mario game, from spin-off series to Mario Kart racing. Dude, what can't Mario do? He revolutionized fighting games in terms of Smash Bros. Being the main character. I just feel like Mario's longevity needs to be mentioned in the best characters of all time.
For my second pick, I like to think about dominance. And he talked about longevity. I think of somebody who dominated a certain part of American culture for a very long time. He's in all kinds of commercials, social media. He's not a traditional video game character, but he is a character in a video game. Madden 20's Tom Brady.
My number 2 pick. Give me Doom Guy. I mean, come on now. Like, not the most popular series of all time, but for the moment, Doom 2 was one of the most popular games of its time. And we saw in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. What game makes you feel that badass? Like, just killing demons. Like, come on now. Like, there's nothing better. There's nothing tops that. I think it tops Tom Brady and Madden. Just a little, I think Doom Guy, if you put Doom Guy in a room with Tom Brady.
But did he win 6 Super Bowls? Or 7? I don't remember the name of the character. But I gotta go, I like to think to be evil, you gotta be a little bit evil. Not just a little bit evil yourself. You gotta pull out your monster every now and then. And what's more evil than the Mongolian horde? Not a lot. Maybe the German people around that area, you know what I'm talking about. When the Japanese got invaded by the Mongolians, all, according to Ghost of Tsushima, they were pussies.
No, I mean, I agree, but I'm going to go back to what I was mentioning earlier. In terms of fighting games and being revolutionary, I'm sure you can predict what's coming up next here. I mean, I got Scorpion. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, get over here. I mean, that's just that is undoubtedly like one of the most popular lines and just one of the best fighting games of all time, especially of its era. I mean, Scorpion's takes the cake in that situation.
I like that pick. I really do, but there's a better Mortal Kombat character. In terms of badassery, I think this one got him. In terms of design, he absolutely got him. In terms of backstory, Scorpion's backstory, at the end of the day, it's you killed my family, I'm gonna get revenge. Think about, you could probably name 800 characters like that. Gotta go with Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat. Just the whole entire Sub-Zero thing is really cool. The fact that Bihan's like basically just a dick, but a good dick. Very good anti-hero.
I mean, I gotta agree with you there. He's my all-time favorite Mortal Kombat character, but I can't say Noob Saibot without mentioning any Scorpion or Sub-Zero. I mean, they're so crucial to Noob's existence to the point where you have to mention the groundling foundation to even get to Noob. But I agree, Noob is definitely the best character in my opinion in Mortal Kombat, so I can agree with you on that. Well, number 4 is a little tricky. It's definitely like a big turn from what we've been doing. Definitely a big turn from Tom Brady. But similar to Mario, I'm going to go Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of my favorite gaming series of all time. Like, come on. Like, it's so good. I mean, he's not even my favorite Sonic character, Silver. What Sonic added to the platform gaming era of that time, it was unmatched. And the only 2 games that were doing it best were Mario and Sonic. So you just got to give credit where credit is due.
So I don't know how this character fell this far. I'm kind of ashamed of both of us. When art invokes emotion, that is when art is at its peak. This goes for movies, music, books, everything. But when a video game invokes emotion, that is truly impressive. Which is why I think a character that made 99% of people who played the game probably feel some emotion and probably an equal amount or percentage probably cry. I think that character has to be placed on the top 5 characters, draft, list, whatever. So I gotta go Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2.
Yeah, to combat that though, yeah, it's tough. Arthur Morgan definitely takes the cake in most categories. I mean, being such an emotional asset to a game, and I mean, that cough every time, it gets you every time. Like, it got me. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite gaming franchises. I played this all the time as a kid, and I mean, I still find myself coming back to it today. Give me Pikachu. He's not my personal favorite Pokemon, but what he is he is the poster boy of one of the most profitable gaming franchises of all time, if not the most profitable, I believe. Game Freak, although has made some questionable decisions sometimes and is not really good fan service, Pikachu is a poster boy for gaming as a whole.
1 minute debate. The debate starts now. Okay, so I want to make a point real quick. Let me see your list. So I say your weakest link is probably your last pick, Pikachu. My weakest link is Tom Brady.
Really, I would say Doomguy would be my weakest link.
Okay, well, still, either or. My weakest link is Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a football player. From the only way he's a character is in Madden. Doesn't have any dialogue. So, that's kind of a foolish pick by me. And although the rest of my list is really good, I just don't know if you can come back from Tom Brady as your number 2 on a video game characters list.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with you, but you do have some really heavy hitters like Arthur Morgan. Like, come on, nothing else needs to be said. But Kratos, I mean, who doesn't love that story? There's not one person that can't. The gameplay in these games is phenomenal, and he's a great addition to his series. But what else is that? Yeah, Noob. Can't go wrong with Noob.
I think I got to give it to Nick, because I'm just gonna pause this before it plays. I got to give it to Noob as
Noob?
Or Nick as, if you look at our list, we got very similar characters. Not really. But Mario, in terms of iconicism, of course, he's up there. Doomguy is just the biggest badass in gaming, except for maybe Kratos. But then you get to Scorpion and Noob. I feel like majority of people will probably pick Scorpion. And then Pikachu and Sonic. Who doesn't know Pikachu and Sonic? I think if I picked a good number 2 instead of Tom Brady, I would have won.
There would have been a little more debate.
But Yeah.
But regardless, I feel like you had a very great list. I mean, it just depends on the community itself. But I feel like in terms of popularity, I think I got you covered on that one. Fuck.
Round 3. Fight.
Gaming franchises. Not to be repetitive here, but I'm going to start off with a real heavy hitter. I mean, you got to go big or go home here. And for my number 1 pick, I'm just not going to give you any bullshit. I'm going Pokemon. Pokemon, that's a great pick. I mean, like, what kid did not play Pokemon? What? I mean, yeah, it's just a great gaming franchise. Game Freak could do a little more fan service and handling the development of the games and listening to what fans actually want and not producing as more linear games as they did, like with Gen 8. But yeah, I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, you know, that's a great pick, and I really wish I didn't have to pick this, but if I want any chance of winning, I have to pick sort of the only competitor to Pokemon, really, in terms of sales and popularity. I got to go Mario. What else am I going to go to even compete against fucking Pokemon?
That's true.
Freaking.
I mean, I can't disagree with that. Mario has definitely left its marks on this world by far. Probably the most of any gaming franchise of all time. You know, I've never been a very big sports game fan. But give me 2K. Give me NBA 2K. Any one of those games, people who are fans of these games can just nothing but appreciate, like, the level of competitive play you can have, the roster, the updated roster. It's fun for all. Even if you're new to it, it can still be fun to hop on with friends. It's like a meetup. It's a good time. I really think 2K has always been a good time for people to enjoy, even if you're not a fan of basketball.
I like that pick, especially as a person who's put way too many hours into 2K. But I think there's just a really, really, really big heavy hitter that's left in terms of longevity. And also critical appeal and popularity. I think you have to go Zelda.
Oh shit!
I have never played a Zelda game.
I've played all of them, or about all of them, most of them.
Breath of the Wild, I know, is regarded by many to be the best video game of all time, and if you have at least one game like that in your franchise, I think it deserves to be in a top 5 list, let alone having a lot that are really good.
Wow, yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, Zelda, like I said earlier, was definitely like one of the first of the RPG games, like that hit it off as well as it did. All right, to combat that pick, I mean, that was great, but I'm gonna go with like the fighting games here, and I've really been focusing on the competitive play of these games while also being accessible to new players. And I feel like in terms of fighting games and platform fighting games, what is the best one do you think of? And I'm sure it's in everyone's head right now. That's Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Ultimate is easily the best fighting game of all time. I will stand by that. Smash Bros. Ultimate set the stage for many new fighting games to come, and I don't know if it ever will be topped. It's definitely possible, but it's going to be tough. But you have Smash Brawl, which was okay. It was a good game. They made it too accessible for players to the point where competitive play was just kind of hard for tournaments to be set. But when you had games like Smash Melee at the time, when Major League Gaming was becoming a thing, I mean, Smash Bros. Melee was one of the first games that set it off. I mean, people would go to these events and really put money on these games. I mean, like, Smash Bros. Melee was one of the best games of its time.
I feel like you could debate Smash Bros. As not being the best fighting game. I think it is, probably. But when you think about a best franchise in a genre, to dominate an entire genre for, I think, what's been nearly 20 years now, not even just that genre. I mean, PvE, campaign, multiplayer, its reaches all over the world. YouTube, MLG, it's influenced all our lives more than likely. You got to go Call of Duty. I mean, although it has seen some better years than what it is right now. I mean, you think about the span from like Call of Duty 4 to BO2 and then even BO3 after Ghost or Advanced Warfare. Sorry. It's easily one of the best franchises of all time. And then when you count in zombies, I know it's a very niche game mode, but if you're into zombies, you understand how masterfully crafted that game mode is. It's an art.
Yeah.
So I gotta go COD.
Yeah, we've been zombies players for as long as we can remember, but to really combat that, I mean, you gotta stay within the roots to beat COD. But I want to talk about what this is all about, and this is gaming franchises. And when you're talking about a franchise, you have to talk about every game that it consists of, obviously. And I want to talk about Call of Duty's failures in this sense. Like, we had Vanguard, Ghost wasn't the most successful. Advanced Warfare, I mean, that trailer is still one of the most disliked videos on YouTube. What?
Infinite Warfare.
Oh, Infinite Warfare. In terms of success, what a game is created to be, COD did good. COD had some of the best hitters of all time. I mean, BO3, BO2, BO1. I mean, those are some legendary games. But Battlefield. The Battlefield games are so fun to play. And I was talking about playing in a movie earlier. I'm not sure if you've ever played Battlefield 1 with no HUD or anything at all. I mean, I feel like I'm watching a World War I movie. I feel like the game's quality is great. I just believe the accessibility and the skill gap of the game is hard for players to come into as much as COD is open to new players. These game modes, such as zombies, like the niche game modes, they add an extra layer of what the game could be and what you can enjoy when you're playing it as a new player, because now you have the campaign, the multiplayer, and the zombies, and Dead Ops Arcade for all I care. I mean, like, you have that layer of what you can play.
For my fourth pick, I'm going to seal the deal right here. I'm going to seal this entire draft right here, or this section of it, whatever. You think about influence. You think about influence despite being critically acclaimed game. I mean, look at any genre of art. Stuff that is successful is not necessarily the most critically acclaimed. Movies, there's a lot of movies that majority of people haven't seen but are considered to be some of the greatest of all time. This does both. It has some of the greatest games of all time and some of the most popular games of all time. And also, it has a sixth release coming very soon that is probably going to be the most hyped up game in the history of gaming. I gotta go with Grand Theft Auto. I think it's probably GTA 5
is one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Probably the best. That's hard to go against. But I was going to say for my fifth pick, I was going to stick with the sports and say Madden. I mean, I still feel like that would have been a good pick. And even you could take that. But I feel like I need to stick to my roots and something where I can explain better. And I want to say fighting games, and I'm going to go Mortal Kombat. I know Mortal Kombat has had some very questionable games, such as, no really need to explain, Armageddon, Mortal Kombat versus DC. Phenomenal games. No. It was one of those games where everyone could sit around the TV for hours, yelling and chanting, like, rooting for who. It's a very fun, inclusive experience for all. It's not that hard to get into, depending on what game you play. Mortal Kombat X, if you ever try that online, you probably find that really hard.
While he was speaking, I was debating over my fifth pick, and a franchise that came to mind was the Red Dead Redemption franchise, but I don't know if I should really count that because, obviously you got Red Dead 1, Red Dead 2, and there's like Red Dead Revolver and Undead Nightmares, whatever that zombie version is. 2 out of the 4 games, and majority of people haven't played them. So I was thinking, what else besides Red Dead? Well, my mind went to God of War. And that's going to be my pick, God of War. Because the first, 5-6 games, not very many people played them for the appeal of, wow, this story's really good, wow, the graphics, not what many people play, like Elden Ring for. They're not going to play Elden Ring with the same mindset that they would for the first 6 God of War games. God of War 2018 won Game of the Year over Red Dead Redemption 2. Did it deserve it? I think so. A lot of people don't. And God of War Ragnarok competed with Elden Ring as Game of the Year. It didn't win, but the fact it was even close says a lot about the game. So I gotta go God of War as my fifth pick. 1 minute debate starts now.
I'm gonna start this one off. I have Pokemon. That is a heavy hitter, absolutely right there. Replayability is always great. 2K, come on, fun game. But the most fun of them all, with a family inclusive, would be Mortal Kombat and Smash Bros. These fighting games are beautiful, and you can play it for hours with your family and friends. I mean, that's just a given.
You talk about playing with family and friends. Mario. Think about New Mario Super Brothers on the Wii. I played that with my family for days, probably. My brothers, sister, my dad and mom, they don't even play video games. And then Zelda. Zelda, everybody knows Zelda. Breath of the Wild is regarded as one of the best games of all time. Call of Duty, everybody knows and has probably played Call of Duty. Recently, it's been garbage. But if you look at its history and you take away the garbage, it is one of the most insane franchises.
I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm just going to go ahead and agree with you on this. I really do think, in all, you won this list right now. I feel like I missed some very heavy hitters like Fallout, but in terms of overall success, I fully believe that your list definitely takes the cake for most popular gaming franchises in that system. But absolutely, I give that one to you. But let us know what you think on that one. That was round 3. All right, thank you for watching. I think we're definitely gonna do more of this series. These drafts are gonna be a lot of fun to make. We'll definitely do some with movies and music and other things like that with moves. So yeah, expect more of these in the future. But yeah, other than that, that about sums it up.
Yep.
See ya.